Native Instruments dropped the Glaze 2, so let's go check it out.
Through the storm, I know I'll find my way. Won't give up, I won't sway.
What's up, everybody? Brand new instrument, so a brand new video. Today we get to check out Native Instruments Glaze 2. So if you are a fan of the original Glaze or Glaze 1 or Glaze OG, whatever we want to call it, you are going to love this. But if you don't know me, I'm Phil, I'm a producer, songwriter, and I love to do reviews, show you how I use brand new instruments, brand new hardware. So if you like that sort of thing, you know what to do. But let's go check out Glaze 2. So Native Instruments describes it as a next-gen vocal instrument, pop and hip-hop, which, yes, it jives very well with those two genres of music. And then it has 150 presets. But enough talking on that. If you want to check out the product page, I'll leave a link below down in the description. So as usual, let's go check out some presets and then we'll jump into the plugin. So here we are with the initialized preset, and you can see that it breaks up the key bed in most of these presets here. At the bottom here, we have our set macros, which we can adjust, of course. And then there is a balance, which in this instrument, I don't really feel the need to do the balance because that key bed is already broken up between the two sounds. We have the randomize button right here. And then we can always click over here to change what the A sound is, what the B sound is. Up at the top, we have our effects rack here. We can select what we would like. We can drag it around and put it in the correct order that we would want. If you find an effect setup that you like, you can always go up here and you can save it or load it for later. And then moving on over, we have the sequencer. So we can turn that on here. So it's currently set to an 8th note here, so I can adjust that. We can add some swing. We can tell it where to start the sequencer. So here it's starting on the 1st note, or we can say we want to start on the 5th. Here we can adjust the root key, G major. We can adjust also by clicking and if there's a specific scale that we're wanting. And now when we move over here to the pitch, this is what it's going to be adjusting, that scale that we set. So let's add a couple things in here. Now that didn't sound super good, but you get the idea. You could really dial in that arpeggio. Over here, we can adjust how many steps, whether the direction is forward, backward, if it's gonna go back and forth between the two. And then over here, we can make some more adjustments to our macros, which you can see are the exact same ones we have down here. So now I loaded up one of the riffs. Now I can turn off the effects and get a really dry vocal sample. So while the presets sound really good and they're processed really well, you can still take that dry vocal sample and shape it however you want and make it fit into your mix. Now there's one thing I couldn't quite figure out how to do, so let me know if you know how to do it below down in the comments. But those riffs, I don't think you can change the key in the plugin. Now there is a workaround, so what I did in my production is I bounce out the riff and then I use Logic to transpose it down or up a couple steps. So that's an option, but if you know how to do it in the Glaze 2 plugin, let me know down below. But remember, if you've already brought up a preset that has a sequencer already set in, like this one, remember we can change the scale here. For instance, this song is in A flat major or G sharp major. And if I wanted to slow that down, we could just throw that in half. Or let's say I really like that sound and I don't want it doing the arpeggio, we can always turn the sequencer off. So now let's walk through a production where I used a lot of Glaze 2. First, just some soft piano. And then this great low end sound from Glaze 2. Add in a nice kick and snare from Devastator Warzone. And then a little further into the verse, I added this synth pluck sound just for a little bit of ear candy. Now I called this one Banjo Pluck because that was the vibe it was giving me, but this was the first sound that actually started this entire production. So it is essentially the foundation. And besides the hi-hat, that's really the only other thing I introduced on verse 2 until a little further in. So just so verse 2 didn't get too boring, I added this kind of lead synth sound. Now the chorus was meant to completely catch you by surprise. Let me walk you through it. I added that low end sound with the kick. Banjo pluck. Here's the piano. The synth pluck sound. That lead is still in there. Now I couldn't use Glaze 2 and not use a riff, so check this out. This sounds amazing. Even the dry vocal sounds really good. How good does that sound? Listen how well it fits into here. And then the last two rhythm elements were from Session Percussionist. I got a triangle. And then this conga. Here's just the rhythm section. And then on this production, I added vocals, not something you usually hear on my videos.
Through the storm, I know I'll find my way. Won't give up, I won't sway.
So you know the drill. If you want to hear the entire production, I'm going to play it here shortly for you, but that is Glaze 2. I hope you liked it. I hope that helped. And again, I'll leave the link down in the description below if you want to check it out for yourself. But until next time, I'm Phil. keep creating music.
I've never been so close to letting go. Don't wanna give up hope. Feel I'm drowning in my doubt. Question everything now. But there's one thing I know, that I gotta believe that you never leave, you never leave. Doing my best to keep my mind at ease, to finally sleep. Sometimes it feels like I'm just running blind. Path ahead's hard to find. Echoes of my failures, little whispers of fear. But there's one thing that's clear, that I'm not giving in, not giving in. I know I can win, know I can win. I don't need an ounce of sympathy, just loyalty. Through the storm I know I'll find my way. Won't give up, I won't sway. Even though the night still feels so long, I'm holding on, staying strong.